now, these ladies have treated me like an outsider who's not even welcome in their little baby mamas club. And I fault Joc for allowing that. So now that he done messed up, he trying to make a point by bringing me here, plan on reminding all of these women that Joc is with me now. And I ain't putting up with no more disrespect, especially from little Miss Toe Sucker over there.
This wasn't meant for public eyes. It wasn't a press release, a publicity stunt, or a viral social media plan. This letter was sealed in a black envelope with one name written clearly on the front, Joc. For years, no one touched it. It stayed locked away in a box labeled private, hidden from the world. Nobody knew what was inside or what it meant, not even those closest to her. But everything changed after Khadiyah K.D. Lewis's funeral. Her brother, while sorting through her personal things, opened the envelope by accident. What he found was a handwritten letter, nothing polished, nothing edited, just honest feelings poured out onto paper. It was raw, full of regret, words of forgiveness, and a kind of love that never really went away. When Yung Joc read the letter, he broke down on the floor, crying uncontrollably.
You never had him if you were good enough to keep him in the first place.
This wasn't just a goodbye message. It was a full-on confession, the kind that makes you question everything you thought you knew. The very first sentence hit him like a truck. I always loved you. I just never knew how to show it. That single line made it clear this wasn't some old memory or a sweet note. This was her truth. And now that it's been made public, it's shaking everyone. What's spreading online isn't gossip. It's something deeper. This is a story of love that didn't get the happy ending. A woman who gave everything quietly, and a man who didn't realize it until it was too late. But to really understand why this shook Joc to his core, you have to know where it all began.
Indicate he called, seen out her name, I knew we was in trouble.
Before the headlines, before the heartbreak, before the letter, there was just Khadiyah Lewis, better known as KD. She was never one to chase fame. She wasn't trying to be on magazine covers or blogs. She stayed in the background, yet somehow found herself pulled into the spotlight when she entered Joc's world. They didn't meet at a party or through friends. Their first connection came from a business deal. KD was focused on building a life, while Joc was still caught up in the chaos of being famous, his name in blogs, his face on reality shows, always surrounded by drama. But opposites attract, right? She brought calm into his storm. Joc once told a close friend, "She saw me when nobody else did." And that might have been the most honest thing he's ever said. Because when the public saw Yung Joc the entertainer, the flashy figure KD saw the man behind all that. And maybe for the first time, he felt like someone saw the real him. Have you ever had that one person who understood you without having to explain?
How important it is for me to be able to stay on good terms with these women. I mean, just for the sake of the kids. And in 2 seconds, she started to write.
Not the version of yourself that the world sees, but the version that shows up when everything is quiet? That was KD for him. By 2014, they were nearly inseparable. They worked together, appeared on Love and Hip Hop together, and spent time privately away from the cameras. But she didn't just support him, she helped hold him together. And she never needed to be in the spotlight for it. She didn't post their relationship online or brag to others. She moved silently, and that's what made it genuine. But real love doesn't always survive the noise. And Joc's life was loud.
Bad thing that I turned out not to be baby mama number 5? Is that what it takes to gain exclusive membership to your little club? All I expect to be treated with is some human decency. If you can't respect me, why the hell should I respect you?
At one point, it seemed like he was romantically connected to half the cast. Through all the rumors and mistakes, KD stayed quiet. She didn't fight for attention. She didn't speak out in interviews. She just quietly felt the pain. And in 2016, she walked away. But walking away doesn't always mean letting go. Close friends say the door between them was never really closed. They still texted. He sent her flowers on her birthday. She watched his posts. And Joc created secret social media accounts just to see what she was up to. Their connection never completely ended. It just faded into the background. That's what made it feel like unfinished business. Then, by 2018, something in Joc changed. He wasn't the same guy anymore. He was more aware of himself, more grounded, He had seen enough heartbreak and lived through enough mess to know what truly mattered. He wanted to make things right. He even bought a ring and told a friend he planned to surprise KD in Houston. But 3 days before the flight, he changed his mind. "I think I'm too late," he admitted to that friend. She deserves someone who didn't need to lose her to realize he loved her. Have you ever been so close to making something right, but let fear win instead? That was Joc's moment, and he let it slip away. Then came the final blow. In early 2024, KD was diagnosed with a rare medical condition. It wasn't something she talked about. She didn't go public. She didn't even tell most of her friends. She didn't want people's pity. She wanted peace. During those quiet days, she began writing letters. Not for the world, but for the people who had truly touched her life. And yes, one of those people was Joc. She left behind a black envelope with his name on it, sealed tightly. It wasn't meant to give him closure. It was meant to reveal the truth. When Joc finally opened it, everything he had tried to ignore came rushing back. According to someone close to his circle, Joc didn't speak for hours afterward. There wasn't any dramatic outburst. That's what made it even more painful. KD didn't point fingers. She didn't blame him. She didn't list the things he had done wrong. Instead, she gave him freedom. One of the first lines read, "I always loved you. I never knew how to show it. I thought we had more time." By the end of the letter, Joc was completely shattered. One line that stuck with people online was this: "You are the best part of a chapter I never got to finish." And another, "I forgave you a long time ago." Let that sink in. She forgave him. Not out of bitterness, not out of anger, but because she wanted peace. She wanted him to heal. That's what tore people apart. She didn't write to hurt him. She wrote to set them both free. Fans took to social media. One person wrote she didn't call him out. She gave him peace. And that's what hurt the most. Another said, "This story isn't about Joc anymore. It's about every woman who loved deeply in silence." But then, something unexpected happened. KD's cousin Tamara posted something cryptic, while acting like Joc was the only one she wrote to. That changed everything. People started piecing things together, and Tamara later confirmed the rumors. There was another man in KD's life. In her journal, she called him M. She wrote, "You were my wild love. He was my soft love." And just like that, the love story wasn't simple anymore. Joc had her storm, but M had her quiet. And soon, people began searching. Old photos surfaced. One image from a birthday dinner in 2021 showed KD with a man believed to be Marcus D. She looked peaceful, smiling softly. The caption read, "Real peace, real vibes." No clout. There were no flashy photo shoots. No red carpets. But Marcus was always there. The part that shook Joc the most wasn't that there was someone else. It was that KD loved both of them and never stopped loving either. Then something else arrived for Joc, a small silver flash drive taped with a note that said, "Only press play when you're ready to know everything." He waited 3 days. Then he played it. The screen lit up. KD appeared, sitting alone. No makeup, hair in a scarf. No filters, just her, speaking to the camera like she knew it would be her last time. Her voice was soft, a little shaky. She smiled once, then spoke. "If you're seeing this, that means I'm gone. And you finally opened the box. I was scared you never would. You were the love of my life, but you were never mine." That line broke Joc completely. She talked about how he'd return to her after every heartbreak, how she'd help him heal, only to watch him leave again. But she didn't say it with anger. "This isn't about guilt," she said. "I'm not haunting you. I'm setting you free. Don't chase memories. Don't rewrite what happened. Just live." That's when Joc reportedly collapsed in his studio. The video wasn't even finished. But it didn't end there. Her family found something else hidden in the back of her attic. A locked garment bag. Inside was a white wedding dress, custom made in 2019. No one even knew she had it. Folded inside was a small note. "If he ever comes back, I want to be ready. She wasn't engaged. She wasn't planning a wedding. But she had still hoped. While Joc grieved in the open, Marcus D remained silent until he quietly changed his Instagram bio. Just 5 words. I already loved her through all of it. No tags. No photos. Just that. And somehow, those 5 words hit harder than any long post. Eventually, Joc spoke too. But instead of a video or interview, he posted a poem, handwritten in a notebook. You whispered while I shouted. You waited while I wandered. And now I wait in silence. No dramatic captions. Just the truth. Fans began whispering about Joc being back in the studio not for a new hit, but for something more personal. A tribute album. A final gift for the woman he never stopped loving, even if he realized it too late. And while people wait for that music to drop, everyone's asking the same question: can someone truly love 2 people at the same time? What do you think? Was it Joc with all the ups and downs? The long history? The heartbreak? Or was it Marcus, who brought her calm, consistency, and peace? Let's be honest. We've all had someone we weren't quite finished with. The one who got away while we were still figuring life out. So let's talk about it. And if this story opened something inside you, even just a little, hit that like button and subscribe. Because when that tribute album drops, we'll be right here, breaking it down line by line,